Well, hello, Mr. Tyler. Going down? Hello, the internet. Viperion here again with another episode from my Resonant Rise modded world. How you all doing today? You all good? Start the day off with a cup of coffee. Alright, got a busy day ahead of us. Let's get going. First things first, I have extended my wall out here and we'll be dealing with this strange little contraption fairly shortly. I changed my tree farm out for a wheat farm. I'm still using the gas generator, so it's getting some wheat, and again I'm pumping the seed straight back into my planter. Over here I have an endoflame, mana spreader, mana pool, and I made an agri-carnation, and what that does, when there's mana in the mana pool, the agri-carnation pulls the mana out there and it makes these grow faster. So that was a little bit of an acceleration, so I got some more bits and pieces there. This is trodden dirt. It's a little path, much like is going to be released on Minecraft 1.9, which is coming out sometime in the next few hours, actually, the first pre-release. And this speeds up your movement, among other things, so I'm going super fast when I'm going along on this stuff, which is pretty cool. And I've also extended my house quite a bit. It used to be this room. I've pushed the walls out here. I've made myself a little bedroom in here. And I've given myself an enchanting area in here. I've made this auto enchantment table, and I'm not particularly impressed with it. You still get random enchantments. You can't pick your enchantment or anything like that. It is hooked up to my XP tank down here. There's a few pipes piping up into this, so it does pull juice from here. I did throw some books into it to see what I got, but I didn't get anything amazing. Unfortunately as well, you can see here I have some dark oak bookshelves, but this auto enchantment table will only pull from the standard oak bookshelves, which is why they're along there, and the dark oak ones are in front there. And it's dark already. I've also changed up the little entrance to my room, to my downstairs basement, so I've given some stairs down here. I haven't done too much more in here. I've moved some machines around in bits and pieces. So my disenchanter is here. I've got two metal infusers now, and bits and pieces over here. This is new. This is a purification chamber. These four machines together, I already had the crusher, the enrichment chamber, and the energized smelter. The purification chamber will take a piece of ore, so let's say, what do we got here? Aluminium. So it'll take aluminium, you can put it into here, and it will crush it up, and it makes 3 clumps, which you'll see shortly, although they're going to get pulled through straight into the next one, so you may not see them. No, okay, so they go into here, makes 3 clumps, then the clumps get crushed into dirty ore, dirty dust, which goes through here, then the enrichment chamber turns it into normal dust, which gets smelted, and that will get put into here. So essentially what this is now is an ore tripling machine. So for my 7 aluminium here, I'll get 21 aluminium. And it uses power, but I've got plenty of power. Just have a quick sleep so that we can continue during the day, and I'll show you what I've done with my power, and then we'll get on to what we're actually going to be doing today. You may have seen them in my inventory already. So I have upgraded my power to this. This is the advanced solar generator. Essentially it is 4 solar generators put together. But it outputs as much power as 6 solar generators, so there's a bit of an increase there. And you may have noticed I've got a new energy cube down here. It's a red one. It's the advanced energy cube. The basic energy cube holds 800,000, I want to say, RF. As you can see from the readout there, this one holds 3.2 million RF when it's full, and that one is pretty much full at the moment. And that's even with this. That's all. That one's full now. Excellent. So I'm pretty well set up. But what we are going to do today involves these things, these books here. We're going to do some enchanting, and we're going to do Britannia chanting. Enchanting, which is what these little bits here are for. We're going to set up our enchanting system, and then we're going to get into a new mod which I've just added to this mod pack. It's not part of Resonant Rise by itself, like generally speaking, but I've added it, and we're going to be putting something into here using that mod. So let's go straight to it. So for the Britannia enchanting, you need to make an enchanting setup. For that you need mana pylons, which are these things here, and we need 17 obsidian, 10 flowers of any kind, and a lapis block. So the first thing I'm going to do here is to make the mana pylon. So if we take this, scoot across to our table here, and we go iron here, gold here, diamonds in the middle. Oh, wrong. Like that. Ooh. Ah, I bet you those are mana diamonds. Hang on. And that's probably mana steel as well. Mana pylon. Yes, it is mana steel and mana diamonds. Alright, let me get those back, and we'll go throw those in our mana pool. Now I have filled up the mana pool, as you can see from there, because we are going to be using quite a bit of it in this enchanting setup. So I'll throw all those in there, and I will throw those in there as well. Alright, oops. So 6 diamonds and 12 iron to make 6 pylons. Now they're going to need to go there, and do that and that and that, and then we get our 6 mana pylons. And we're going to need to take these with us as well, and we'll shoot out here to where we've prepared this area. So this is where we need to do our enchanting here. We need to put our obsidian in these spots in here, being careful to place it because mining obsidian isn't the most fun thing you can do in Minecraft. So you've got 17 obsidian in a cross pattern like that. The mana pylons need to go on top of these, like so, and you see they've got quite a nice little animation that goes with them. And then the flowers that I've got here, there's one that goes under each pylon. There, there, there. There, 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 and one each in the middle. Ah, that needs to be dirt. Right, so let's get that dirt that we just handily made here. Throw that in here and put flower, 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 flower. And then the last thing is a block of lapis goes right in the middle here, and we hit that with our wand of the forest, and we get, there we go, that is our enchantment, mana enchanter. So how this works is you put an item onto your enchanter, such as this sword here. Do I just throw it on? Right. I hope this works with am I going to pull that? I am going to pull that. Anyway, you put an item onto this, you supply, you throw some books on here. I'm going to have to take my bauble off actually, so I don't automatically pick up the books anyway. You throw some books on here and you give it some mana, and it pulls it across. Now the way that we're going to give it the mana is we're going to pull it from this mana pool all the way over here, and the way we're going to do that is with the other things that we've got in the chest here, which is these. Now these make things called sparks, so we get 6 and those, and we put those in here. So we put, oops, put our sparks. Hey now, come on. Fail. Let's try that again. 3 down there, 3 up there like that, and then we have, oops, gold in the middle, and any 2 petals in there, and we get these sparks. Yay! And how the sparks work is you put one over a mana source, say here, and you put one over top of this, like that. And if I get my Wand of the Forest, hopefully they will be connected to each other. Oh, it might be too far away. I might have to move that mana pool. Am I in bind mode? Bind mode. They may be too far away from each other. I didn't think they would be. Alright, let me move my mana pool somehow, and then I'll be right back with you. And we're back, and you learn things. I have borrowed the mana pool and spreader that were over, come back here, that were over here, because I'm not actually using the agri-carnation at the moment, and I am slowly using these spreaders to transfer the mana out of this mana pool, and I'm pumping it over here. And I actually drained my tablet as well, so there's nothing in my tablet at the moment. And I have discovered that you cannot enchant Tinker's tools on this, which is what I really wanted to do. However, I did a test enchantment on my leggings. You can see my leggings are now Unbreaking 3, and so I'll show you how all that works. So I'll put the boots and the helmet on as well, and we'll give them Soulbound and Unbreaking, which is that book there and that book there. Alright, so the first thing you do is you take your item and you right click to put it on the altar, and as I said, that doesn't work with the Tinker's Construct tools, which is a little unfortunate because I really wanted to give them Soulbound. But I'm going to throw the Unbreaking book on here, and I'm going to throw the XP boost book on here, and then I hit it with the wand, and you hear a little blinky noise. It pulls mana from the nearest mana, well, it's actually using the sparks to pull that mana, and then as soon as this, you can see here the pattern on the obsidian, as soon as I get a sort of circle thing like that goes up, I can pick my books up again, and then it uses the mana. You see here that there is now almost no mana left in that mana pool, and if I pick this up again with an empty hand, you'll see now that I have Soulbound and Unbreaking on my boots, and it's as simple as that. So I'm going to wait for this to fill up again. Clearly there's a lot more mana here that can be transferred, and I'll do the same thing with my helmet, and then I'll see if there's some way I can cheat the Tinker's Construct tools onto here, because I was really hoping that I could get Soulbound on those. And Unbreaking and XP boost, especially XP boost on the, which must be that one there, on the sword and the bow. I made a Tinker's bow. I'm not particularly impressed with it actually, but we'll get to that in a minute. So I'm going to, actually just while we're here, I'm going to take this axe and I'm going to move this out of the way. Where's my wand? There we go, and we'll bind. Get into bind mode, and we'll bind that mana spreader to this mana pool, and we'll put the other mana spreader down and do the same thing, but it was in the way, which is why I'm not doing it. Wasn't doing it before, so we'll put it on top of here, should be fine, and then we'll bind this to there as well, and then they should be both shooting mana from that pool directly into the, maybe that one's too far away from the pool, we might have to move it a bit closer, but the idea is to get them both shooting mana into this pool. So if we put it here, that should be fine, and we'll bind that to there. Yeah, there we go. So they're both full and they're both pumping mana into there. They are slightly losing some. I should have moved the pool one over, but I wanted to make sure that the sparks would connect to each other. So we'll wait for that to fill up. It's taking a little while, and then we'll be back. And we're back, and we've taken quite a left turn. It turns out the Tinker's tools will in fact not ever work in this Mana Enchanter from Britannia, and so we have chosen to go a different route. What I've done here is I've pulled apart the enchanting setup I had here because I was never going to use it again, moved the furnaces over to here, and I have set up these two machines here. We have a typesetting table and a printing press from the Bibliocraft mod. Now the typesetting table is reasonably easy to make. You need one of these print press chasers, which I'll show you in a second, 2 iron, 3 slabs, piece of redstone and 2 wood planks, and the printing press is just another piece of iron and 4 more slabs. Now what you do is you put the chasers into the top here. You put the book you want to copy in here. In this case I'm going to be using the XP3 boost, and you can see on here XP boost 3, and I can see if you hover over here it says requires 40 levels. So I've gone off and got 40 levels, mostly through mining and a little bit of combat. And as long as there is a chase in here and you have the required levels, you can shift right click on this and it turns your book into one of these. So you lose the book, but you get one of these enchanted plates. Now how this works is you put this into the printing press here. Now the printing press is again reasonably easy to create. If I can see where it is that it? It's a painting press. Printing press, there we go. So it's a blaze rod, 2 pieces of iron, 2 slabs, a weighted pressure plate, that's the iron pressure plate, and 3 blocks of iron. So it's reasonably expensive, but it's pretty good. And it gives you the printing press. You need to put ink in here. You can see here if I hover over there it says 7 ink, so that's just ink sacs. And what I can do here is you put some books on it and you put your plate in here and it copies them, and it will copy up to 3 books at a time. So I'll grab some empty books out of here if I have any. I do. So we'll do 3. Actually I'll grab another one just to show you. Might as well grab all of them actually while we're here. Alright, so we'll grab the books and we'll put them on there. So you just put the books onto this part here. You see that it says 5 books. We've got ink, we've got 7 ink. So if I take my enchanted plate and click it into here, away it goes, and it will create an XP Boost 3 book. Takes a little bit of time, but it's not too bad. There we go. So you see there, XP Boost 3, and it will do that. Now I've got 4 books and 5 ink, and now I have another one, and I've got 3 books and 4 ink, and it will create the 3rd one. There it is, and then it will stop and you lose the enchanted plate. So essentially what I've done now is I have 3 XP Boost 3 books instead of 1. Now that does seem reasonably cheaty, I will admit that it seems pretty good, but you realise that I did have to have 40 levels to copy that book. Now the number of levels that you need depends on the enchantment that you're doing. XP Boost is a very good one, so that's 40, which I think is the maximum. I heard somewhere else that the minimum number of levels required is 26. So somewhere between 26 and 40 levels will get you a enchanted plate, and then from that plate you can make 3 books. Now I'm just going to go and sleep because I don't really want to be interrupted while I'm doing this. So the Tinker's tools will not work in the Britannia Enchanter over there. They do work in the anvil here, just a normal standard Minecraft anvil. So I've got my sword here which has got lots and lots of little bits and pieces on it. Theoretically I can put the XP boost in here, I can put the sword in here, and it's going to cost me another 9 levels, which I currently don't have. So I'm just going to go and mine up some coal ore. That should be enough to get me my 9 levels, and then I'll be right back. Okay, we're back again. That coal wasn't enough, so I did a bit more adventuring and exploring. So I've got 19 levels now. So we go, our broadsword with XP boost costs 9 levels, and it totally works. So we've only got 1 level left. That took 18 levels for some reason. It said it was going to take 9. Interesting. Okay. Well, that took a lot more levels than I thought it was going to. However, it now has XP boost on it. So, we can go up here. We'll find some poor... Actually, there was a creeper down there somewhere, there wasn't there? Or did he despawn? No, he despawned. So that's going to make getting the XP for all of our other items that much easier. I still have an XP, well 2 now, XP Boost 3 books, one of which is going to go on this Tinker's Longbow, or possibly if I can figure out how to make a slime Tinker's Longbow, it's going to go on that. And the other one, which I am going to use in the Britannia Enchanter, which I will do now, is just on a bog standard bow. So if I don't think I have any in here. Oh, I do. Mostly used up. Sure, why not? Let's just use that one. Alright, so we're going to get our bow here, and we're going to put XP boost on it, and we're going to put Unbreaking 3 is the other book I want to put on it. Now I'm still wearing my glasses, which among other things means I can look at the titles of these books here. So I've got Unbreaking 2 there, but I've got an Unbreaking 3 somewhere. There it is. So we'll grab that one. So we've got XP boost and Unbreaking 3, and we're going to need our wand. And all we do here, go up to here, oh that's loud, put the bow on this, like such. We'll put our, throw one book, oh, I have to take my bauble off, take my ring off, otherwise I'll just pick them back up again. So I put one book here, make sure I get the right book. I don't want, yes, that's the one I want, because that one already on there is the other XP boost one. And then hit it with this. We get our little animation. Wait for the circle to do its thing. Assuming we have enough mana in the pool. And it looks like we might not. Oh no, there it goes. There it goes. So I can pick the books up now. It does its thing. And if I pick the bow up with an empty hand, I now have an Unbreaking 3 XP Boost 3 bow. Fantastic. Alright, and how much mana do we have left in our pool? It doesn't look like we've got a heck of a lot. No, not a heck of a lot. So that's enough for enchanting for this time around, with a combination of the printing press to enchant my Tinker's tools and the Britannia thing to enchant most other things. We should be pretty much sweet. Now the last thing we're going to do here is this hole here and these things right here. Now this is for a mod called Dynamic Transport. This isn't part of Resonant Rise as such. But I have added it in. I'm just going to put my glasses away. Do I have? No, I've got no space in there. I'll take my glasses off, put my helmet back on. It's not in the Resonant Rise mod pack, but again, I've tested it and everything appears to be working, and I will show you what all these little bits and pieces are for as we go along. So the first thing we're going to create here is this little doohickey. I'll just use my crafting ring here while we're here. It's a crafting station right there anyway. So we've got lapis, and then we have redstone, string, and, but not like that. How do we do it? Like that. There we go. That is our elevator tool. And then, so we'll get off that if we use this. So then we have this here. So that's iron, diamond, ender pearl, and redstone. So iron, diamond, ender pearl, and redstone, and it gets us 5 elevator blocks. And then we have the same thing with another piece of iron where the diamond was, and still again with the ender pearl and the redstone. So we have that, redstone, ender pearl, and that gives us 4 floor marker blocks. And the last thing we need here is this one here, which is gold ingots, ender pearl, glass, and redstone. Like such. And it gives us our elevator computer. Alright, so I'm going to put all these in my bar where I can get to them. and we're going to go ahead and I'll show you how all this works. So the first thing you need to put down is your elevator computer. Now I'm going to put this in the basement. You don't need to put it straight down at the bottom level, but that's where I'm going to. I may go down more in the future, we'll see, but the rule with the computer block is that it has to go one block below where the elevator is. Now the elevator is going to stop here, which means we need to put our computer in here. So we'll put our computer block in there, and then we've got floor marker blocks and elevator blocks. Now I'm going to put the floor marker block. The floor marker block has to go to above, so I'm going to put the floor marker block in here, and I'm going to put the elevator blocks, which appear to have disappeared on me. There we go. I'm going to put the elevator blocks here, 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 and here. Now I'm just going to take this block out so I can get to the computer. What we do here with the elevator tool is we shift right click on the computer and see the maintenance mode, and then we link each of these to the computer. So we link the elevator block and we link the elevator floor block. Now I'm also, this is still in maintenance mode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the top level and my floor marker block is going to go right in here. So I'll take that out there and put a floor marker block in there, go back into this and bind that as well. We'll just drop into here, and then we'll take this out of our maintenance mode, and our elevator is set up. So I'm going to put our little block back into here, and you stand on the elevator, you click on the floor marker block, and you select which floor you want to be on. Now this is the Y coordinate, so we are currently at Y58. If we hit Y66, it takes us up to here, and we can walk off. And we hit this and go Y58, it will drop us down just like that. Pretty cool stuff. Now the other thing you can do with this is you can camouflage these blocks. So if I take this one out again and go back into maintenance mode, so I right click on this, you'll see that all these blocks turn green because they're already linked. If I take my factory blocks here and I can go factory, 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 you'll see there. I'll take my fan and I will camouflage. I thought that would work. We are still in maintenance mode. Yes, we are. Maybe this won't work because it's a technical block. Interesting. Alright, well I know that it will work up the top, so we'll, just while we're still in maintenance mode, we'll go up the top, we'll get our birch wood, and we'll right click on this, and it hides it just nicely. So what I will do is I'll get, perhaps I'll get a piece of this cobblestone and I'll hide it that way, but for the meantime we will just leave that one as it is. We will take it out of maintenance mode, like so, put that in there, and then we have our elevator. We can click on this, go up to the top floor, walk off, and that block there, go down to the bottom floor. So that's the dynamic transport mod. I'm a big fan of it actually. I had this in another world that I was playing around with, just a single player one, and this was basically the only mod I had in it, was the dynamic transport, because I was building a space station and I wanted a way to get up from floor to floor. So I think that's about us for this time. It was a bit of a messy one. We sort of changed direction there in the middle with the printing press. I wasn't expecting to have to use that, but that's all good. We've got our sword with I don't know why there's an R in the middle at the beginning of that. I'm going to rename that on this, so I can put that into here. That's interesting. It keeps draining my lava when I'm not actually doing anything. Anyway, that's beside the point. I'm going to rename my tool here. Actually call it George, because I sure love him and hug him and call him George, and I think we're up to about George the 5th. So there we go. And it didn't actually rename it. Maybe next time I add something it will. The other thing you can do is you can call the elevator if it's not here, so that will just come down. And I will, generally speaking, I'll leave it here. I'm probably still going to use the stairs, but there's going to be another level on this, as you can tell from here, so if I wanted to go from the top level straight down to the basement, I could just use this, and I'll probably turn this into an elevator shaft area. So we have XP boost on our sword, we have XP boost and unbreaking on our bow, and there's the dog woofs in the background. And we've got our elevator set up, so I think that'll about do us for this time. So you keep doing what you're doing. Thank you very much for watching. If you've got this far into the video and you are finished watching it, can you please leave a like? I'd just like to see how many people actually watch this all the way through. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.